Hey guys, how are we going? Yeah, feel free to join in. Don't need video if you don't want it. You can just do audio, or if you don't want to do either of those, at least sound off in the chat. I'm guessing everyone has been infected in some way by that latest Microsoft system crash. Notice a number of fuel stations were definitely affected. I don't know who this guy is, but he bit of a smart aleck, pointing out that superchargers and home charging were working just fine, while apparently there were several fuel stations that had to shut down. Another great example of the advantages of EVs. Anyone affected any significantly of that outage? Got a good email from Roscoe from Amazing EV as well. I believe he's accepted my $20 deposit on this vehicle. I'm pretty sure that's what he said anyway. Some of you guys might have seen this last week, but looks like a bit of a bargain. If I can pay him off $20 every month, that might get me there eventually. Of course, someone like Riz might beat me to it and buy it outright. But if you haven't checked out his site, I'll just post the link up here. You'll find Roscoe's site there. He's also got a great YouTube channel, Amazing EV. But there's a EV marketplace there, with this being the crown jewel at the moment. And yeah, I don't know I'll be getting it anytime soon, but nice little vehicle. Who else we got in chat there? Anyone got any other comments on EV stuff for the past week? The other bit of news. No, I'm sorry, just got some info there from Sensei. Nice. I also saw during the week we had EV announce that they're going to be able to start rolling out a automatic charging system. No credit cards or apps required. It'll use the communication from the vehicle to the charger, similar to the Tesla experience. And it'll work with 95% of EVs in Australia, which is fantastic. We'll hopefully get that Tesla-like experience out there to other EV owners, which would be great to see. I'm sure a lot of BYD and other owners would be glad to see that. I actually had my first ride in a BYD Atto for a Uber ride here in Brisbane. So it was good to check that out. A shout out to Marriott Hotel in Brisbane. Had to park. We stayed there overnight and parked the car there with the valet parking. And they have two 11 kilowatt chargers in the car park there, which the valet parking were happy to plug in for us and make sure the car was fully charged in the morning. It was fantastic to see. It's great that more and more hotels seem to be doing charging and adding that. Always try and support those hotels and motels that have charging, especially free charging, and always let them know that that's why I chose them. And hopefully we'll see more and more do it. If anyone's got any favourite hotels that they've found look after EV owners, make sure you shout them out in the comments there and I'll post them up on the screen. For those that don't know, I'm currently up in Brisbane. We've done our trip from Canberra to Brisbane and have the video up live. If you haven't checked that out yet, make sure you do. It's up on the channel. The gist of that is that the cost of the trip was $80 roughly. Full costs are in the video, but almost half the price of what it would have cost in a ICE vehicle. We did 4 stops. 2 of them were around 5 minutes. Actually, well, 2 of them were only needed 5 minutes charging. Particularly the first one, we had lunch, so we ended up spending a lot more time than that at the chargers. Got up to 100%, but fortunately the charging bays were all empty, so I wasn't needing to move the car. But overall, we only spent 20 minutes waiting on charging, and that was at Thrumstuff Memory. So the equivalent of that trip in an ICE vehicle, we would have needed 2 fuel stops at least, which would have taken that 20 minutes. So we did the whole trip in 14 hours, which is exactly the same as we would have done in an ICE vehicle. As a matter of fact, the previous couple of trips we did in an ICE vehicle, we ended up staying overnight because it was just so tiring. But with the full self-driving autopilot, we found that we can do it in the Tesla, and you don't get anywhere near as fatigued as you do in the ICE vehicle. So we've really saved ourselves a whole day and an extra night accommodation. Hey, Hal. If you want to charge, okay. Okay, so you link the MAC address to your account. Makes sense. Still, it's a great experience. I mean, it gives you that just plug in and go type thing, rather than messing around with apps and all that sort of stuff. So it's good to see. Okay, I haven't checked it out, Hal. I'll have to have a look at that. I have heard that UK is rather expensive. Actually, I believe the Tesla chargers are actually cheaper in the UK than the competition, which is different to over here. The other chargers seem to be slightly cheaper than Tesla in general. I'll have to check that out. So 2024.26.1, which is being dubbed the summer update. It's got some fairly significant changes. If you haven't checked that little preview video I did, it seemed to go out to a bunch of vehicles in the US and then stop. That could be that it's going to more wide testing, or it could be that they found an issue and they've paused the release. But hopefully we'll see that soon. I do notice there was a couple of extra features that have been added in and one taken away. YouTube Music apparently isn't ready to go yet, so they've removed that for the initial release. And these two other interesting features, which I'll quickly share. It's a bit difficult in this laptop, sorry, so it'll just take a couple of seconds. So the first one's interesting. It doesn't really sound too different to what it's supposed to do currently, but apparently there's some changes to the way that it uses the speed limits detected by the cameras versus what's in the navigation system, which supposedly will help quite a bit. It'll be interesting to see how that does work and whether it does improve accuracy of speed limit detection on autopilot. That's now been added in as one of the features that are coming with the 2024.26.1 or 2026.x. Supposing there may be another dot release before we get it. Just get back to the screen here. Sorry, again, I'm just on laptop here, so it's a little bit clunky. The other one that was interesting, which again, there's no guarantee that these are coming to Australia, unfortunately. Hopefully they will. I don't see any reason why not, as both are used in Australia. But the other one is the enhanced traffic light and stop control feature. So currently, if you have FSD, I don't believe this works on EAP in Australia, but it will stop at traffic lights, but it'll also stop at green lights. It'll make you confirm. So supposedly the new update will allow you to go through the green lights without needing to confirm, as long as it's a straight ahead lane, not in a turning lane. So that'll be interesting. It'll make autopilot slightly more useful, I guess, on city streets. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. Yeah, it's good to see that there's more companies out there that are doing things. Oh, nice. I wasn't aware of that one. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I'll share that for you. So since I was just giving us the link to this Twitter post. No, I haven't myself. I guess it's a corporate policy or something like that, maybe. I'm not sure. It's good to see some more of the Tesla execs in the US start to comment more often on Twitter. But yeah, you don't see a lot from the Australian team except for the Supercharger team occasionally. Be great to get some more local information about the state of FSD and that sort of thing. Speaking of superchargers, we've got another supercharger which has been spotted in documents. Sorry, just find the right screen here. So this one's going to be definitely a good one for those in Western Australia. And this one is courtesy of Chuck on the Tesla forum. Sorry, I'm just in the wrong program here. They have Tesla Motorcar forums. Chuck does a great job summarizing new superchargers and that sort of thing. And he's managed to find, I think through council records, a new Western Australian supercharger, which I'll share here. So yeah, this one's well north of Perth, coming up towards Geraldton. Looks like it's a good spacing for that that run. It's around Greenhead. Got some more information here shortly. It's going to be 6 version 3 superchargers by the looks of things. And that's where the exact location apparently is, according to the document. So yeah, 6 version 3s. Looks like it's in a good spot for anyone that's doing that side of the country. Fills in that Perth to Geraldton. I haven't seen that. I know in the States they brought out an upgrade to unlock a little bit of extra range in the batteries over there in the Model Y. They've also got the Model 3 rear-wheel drive long range, but I haven't heard of that. What was that, Hell? That flyover video? What's oh, is that the of the Model Y? Yes, Ethan. I know you're shit stirring. I don't think so. It might have been the work experience kit at Microsoft, I think. Let's see what else we have here. We've got another newly released or newly opened supercharger. Again, apologies on the laptop. It's very clunky trying to present things here. Okay, this one's up at in Brisbane, where I'm at the moment. Springwood, I believe it's a Springwood shopping centre. And we've got 8 stalls there, looks like version 3 cabinets. So again, good to see more progress on more superchargers being unveiled in Australia. Stand by, I'll have a look at that. You've also got the 8th the 8th unveil as well, so it may be something to do with that. Just having a look at the video, I'll just share that for you so if I can see it. 1 sec. So I'm just sharing this video that Hell's given us. I haven't seen this yet, so we're all watching at the same time. Yeah, just so, as I was saying, we've got the 8th unveil, which looks like it's been delayed. We don't know how long yet. But apparently that was to make some changes that Elon requested to the new vehicle they're going to be showing. So it's been inferred that there will be a new vehicle shown. So it could be something to do with that potentially. Yeah, so there was a report in I can't even remember which news outlet it was, but it was a pretty dodgy one that's been known to have a lot of false information that said October. Elon's confirmed it's been delayed, but hasn't confirmed when it's delayed to. The rumors going around were that, well, Elon confirmed that he asked for some changes to the vehicle they're going to be unveiling. The rumors going around were that the engineers indicated that it would take 2 months to have the changes made, and Elon simply said, get it done ASAP. So we don't know for sure when it's going to be delayed to, and I would hesitate to take too much from that news article at this point. So we're just coming up to where this new vehicle apparently shows up. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if they're some type of van. There's been some speculation that the robotaxi may be a van form. There was a kind of van form silhouette in the most recent Tesla Investor Day that they showed. So it's quite likely that they're working on some sort of van. Whether that's what they're going to reveal, if this is a go by, it could very well be. Unknown, Sensei. It's still very much all speculation. There's the prototype that we've seen, which is kind of a 3-wheel type weird-looking thing, 2-seater. But there's also a lot of speculation and a lot of information that indicates a van may be very possible. So it could be both. It could be neither. It could be anything really. So there's quite a few different options. There's also the fact that they're looking at doing it on the Model 3, Model Y lines rather than creating a new line initially. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that. Oh, sorry. There was another thing that had happened, or was indicated that was going to come with the 26.1 release. Is some control over the accent lights in the Model 3 Highland and Cybertruck, which doesn't really affect us here. But there's going to be some more control over those accent lights, which is another improvement that has just popped up recently. Speaking of Cybertruck, recent news was that it's now been approved for sale in Canada. The Canadian regulators had a ban essentially on steer-by-wire, but have made an exception for the Cybertruck, so that's interesting. Be the first non-US market for the Cybertruck. Apparently, the Australian regulators don't have such a ban and are open to steer-by-wire, so all things looking more and more positive. Yeah, look, I don't think whatever gets revealed is going to be available very soon. These things do take a lot of time, but it'll just be interesting to see what their next plans are. Another news article I saw recently was the concerning an Atto 3 that apparently ran out of charge. Obviously, it didn't plan very well. But there's positive news article about another Atto 3 being able to buddy charge it using the vehicle to load and get that driver out of trouble and get them to the charger, which is good to see. There's also been recently tests with the Model 3 and Model Y showing that we can get DC vehicle to load. They've managed to hook up a DC to a inverter from both a Model 3 and a Model Y, and get 5 kilowatts out of the battery into the inverter, which is great to see to a home battery. So shows that the current models are definitely capable of doing it. So that's promising news. I know there's been conflicting information in the past from Tesla executives about vehicle to load, but it seems to have become more positive towards that side in the last 6 to 12 months from Tesla. I know Elon was a little bit against it originally, but seems to have very much softened his stance on that. I think it's a fantastic feature in vehicles. It'd be great to see Tesla really start to market that. They've certainly got it in the Cybertruck, but it'd be great if the Model 3 and Model Y, especially if all the current ones can do it. I know there was a recent test in Canberra, actually, I think with government vehicles. I'm not sure what brand they were, but they were able to leverage a number of vehicles to help stabilize the grid during a fairly large outage. That's when all the internet connects and stuff with the other states were having problems. Some of the coal power plants are having problems. So these sorts of things are definitely important for balancing the grid and help alleviate some of the power supply problems in Australia. Another one for the Tesla app. This is currently available on iPhone. Screenshot. So yeah, for the Tesla app latest version, they've helped conserve the vehicle's battery. What used to happen if you open up the app and start looking at the vehicle, it would generally wake the car up. However, now it's won't wake the car up unless you actually send a command to the vehicle. I know a number of people have tested that in the TMC forums and reported back that the system is still as fast as it was before, so you can still send a command to the vehicle and it won't cause any delays, but it saves that problem where if you keep opening the app up and some widgets also cause this problem, and it's keeping the car awake and causing extra battery drain. Hey, Kev, good to see you. Here. Again, next week I'll be back at home. I'll have access to all my screens and be able to share stuff a lot more smoothly, and it won't be as clunky as it is currently. So I do apologise for that. Doing the best we can here. But yeah, travelling on a laptop, it makes it a little bit difficult. Yep, I've got screen here. I'd be honoured to. I don't expect them to have me on there. We'll see what happens. But look, Tom's got a pretty good channel going there. But I think they're doing a pretty good job on their own. God. So this is what I was discussing earlier. The comments from Elon, which tend to suggest that a new vehicle is going to be shown, which is good to see. So design changes to the front was what he's saying caused the delay, and that does match with the reports that we're seeing. Just a matter of how much time. I know Elon is always very successful in getting things done a lot faster than people think they can do them, and indeed in what a lot of the experts think is possible. So we may see that being less than 2 months, or it may take longer. Sometimes Elon can also be a little bit optimistic, I guess is the best word. We'll see. Since I think this Wednesday is going to be out anyway, I've got to probably go. Actually, yeah, I'll have to wait and see. But look, if they are keen to have me, I'd love to jump on occasionally. But look, I think they've got a pretty good thing going already. They're obviously a lot more polished than I am, but we'll see how we go. So the Mexico factory, yeah, that did seem to get paused. I didn't see the recent comments, so Are you saying now in doubt? Yeah, I think there were some issues there. I know they've been looking around in India, which seem to go cold. They've also been in Indonesia and places like that too. So it'll be interesting to see. I think they've paused opening another factory at the moment just based on the world economic conditions and sales and that kind of thing. I don't see them opening a factory anytime soon. But yeah, I haven't seen the most recent comments, I don't think. But yeah, I agree. There did seem to be a pause in the whole Mexico factory developments. And yeah, India was also, there was some discussions there which seemed to go cold. They have started or progressed quite a bit in the new Megapack factory in China, which will be interesting. It's been a massive earner for Tesla, and getting a second factory that's going to be pumping out those Megapacks will be massive for them. Yeah, we'll see, Sensei. I'll have a think about it and see how we go. What else has anyone got? Anyone done any good road trips or anything like that? Or I'm guessing, Hell, by your comments, you're a investor as well. Interesting. Lifetime warranty. Okay. So the lifetime of the vehicle. Drivetrains seem pretty safe, I guess. The battery packs, yeah. Look, at battery pack these days seem to be a 30-year battery pack is very, very possible, depending on what degradation limit they're looking at. Um, yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting what degradation the level they're willing to go down to. I think, you know, if you're willing to accept a 60% battery after 30 years, that's kind of doable, I believe, especially with the more modern batteries. I don't see that being a massive issue. But 80%, yeah, it depends on what you define the lifetime of the vehicle. If you say it's of 10 years, that's pretty much what Tesla does already with 8 years. It's 80%. Be interesting to see what the actual definitions are there. Yeah, you seem to be very well researched there. So yeah, I assumed that. Yeah, I'll have to dig into that one a little bit more and see how they're framing that. Hey, DC is cool. Do you watch YouTube or Netflix in the car? Yes, you can. You can't do it while you're driving, although the people in the back seat can with the latest Model 3s, and probably soon with the new Model Y when it eventually gets released. The live stream TV, I wonder if you can through the browser. I'm not sure. You've got a web browser in the car. I haven't tried that myself. I don't know if anyone else here has. If anyone's tried streaming any of the 10 Play or 9, whatever, 9 Now, whatever it is, all those sorts of things through the browser. It'd be interesting to know if it does work. So just catching up on a few messages here. I think I missed one somewhere. I haven't tried it, Kev, to be honest. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it if you could. I'm guessing that won't. I'm guessing that won't work, but I'll have to try it out and see. But I definitely won't be doing it while I'm driving. It's not a great idea. But yeah, it certainly is good if you do have to stop for a charging stop for some reason. Having the ability to watch a great YouTube channel like Tesla Red. Or Netflix and that kind of stuff as well. Got to be honest, though, I haven't really had much chance to use it because almost every time we've stopped for a charging stop, we've had bathroom breaks, that kind of stuff that have always, by the time you get back to the car, it's already well past ready to go. So. Be driven around in. Well, there's always that bargain that Roscoe's got, which I posted earlier. I've lost the link now, but I think the top would have to be the Spectre, wouldn't it? I'm sure start putting those $20 deposits in there, you'll have that pretty quick. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'm expecting that it won't work. I'm sure they would have thought of that, but it'd be interesting. It's an experiment anyway. Hey, Dronus, how you doing? Actually, it just reminded me too. I had a experience with Tesla service just prior to driving up to Brisbane. I found that my cameras on the morning before I was planning to leave, one of my cameras was playing up and it was causing the autopilot to work. Did a 2-button reset, didn't fix it. So I happened to be just around the corner from the Tesla Service Center, so I just raced in there, told them I had an emergency, that if they couldn't fix my cameras, I'd have to drive and hold the steering wheel like a caveman. So they were happy to jump in there quickly, and it just required going into service mode, which I would have done as my next step anyway. But I figured I didn't want to stuff around. I wanted to make sure I could get it fixed in case it did need anything more drastic. But yeah, just going into service mode, giving it a quick reset, and it was fine. And as you would have seen from the video, if you checked it yet, I was able to do that whole trip with almost all on autopilot. So it was definitely a lifesaver. Interesting. Also, with the latest version, I'm not sure if it's the latest version that caused this, but the trip I did to Melbourne, Adelaide, and back, that was I think on 12.6.3, so 20.6.3. Didn't require any didn't get any steering wheel nags whatsoever. So it was interesting on the highways. But when I went from Canberra to Brisbane on 20.9, I did get a few steering wheel nags, only like 3 or 4 maybe maximum. But and some of those were in roadworks, which are expected. But probably about 3 that were on the highway. That may have been caused though by a lot of winds, so and rain and that kind of stuff. So I'm not sure if that's what caused it to start nagging me occasionally, but I'll be interested to see on the way back if I get any nags at all. Yeah, Kia EV9 looks nice and big and roomy. I haven't actually sat in one myself in real life. I've only seen videos and that kind of stuff. Some of those new Chinese ones. There was one that I showed from Huawei a week or so back. That looks very interesting. It's got a lot of extra space and fold down tables and all the rest of it. So there's some interesting large vehicles out there. Cybertruck would probably work pretty well. It's got a lot of room in the back. But, yeah. Yeah, I use a few different things. eToro is probably one of the easy ones if you're looking for something to get in with access to all the different shares and very easy to use. Yeah, awesome, Jonas. How did you find it? Did you get any nags at all? And how was the auto wipers? That's another one that was a interesting with the trip to Brisbane. So in 14 hours, the auto wipers, which have been great for me the last couple of months, we had a fair bit of rain on the way up, and there was 2 occasions where I went to push the button and it beat me to it, and the second one I actually did trigger it. It wasn't too bad, but it is great to see auto wipers working well. I don't think they're perfect yet still, but it's giving me more hope. I was kind of starting to lean towards that they're going to have to revert to rain sensors at some point. But I've had a number of drives where they've been significantly better than rain sensors. I've had a number of drives where they've been just maybe as good. But I've also the only problem I really seem to have with them is dry wipes, which I haven't had too many of late. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, they're definitely not cheap. That's for sure. Maybe a bit cheaper than the Spectre though. That's good to see. Yeah, yeah. That's weird. Sensei. It's not going to the higher tier. There's two tiers there, but it's a bit weird. I haven't really delved too deep into how that all works yet. I'll have to get my head around a bit more and see if I can do anything. I know you mentioned using the proxy servers and that kind of stuff. Just another one of those things on the to-do list. Ah, that's interesting. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Parking's gonna be good. I'm really looking forward to that. Honestly, lane change. I don't know. I enjoy it. It's good. I could probably live without it though if I needed to. But I'm keen to see this the new parking system. Wonder if I can disable the higher one at some point to fix that. Kev, look up Toca, TOCA. They have clubs in every state. They do some fun stuff. Uh, they do like meetups and drives to different areas. Um, there's a few little activities I know happening around Canberra, but I do know they have a Adelaide chapter as well. Um, just to, yeah, if you especially for new owners, that kind of stuff, they usually do boot camps, that kind of stuff for new owners. Um, I think it's yeah, we're members here in Canberra and definitely enjoy it. Yeah, seeing lots of Model Three Highlands everywhere. Um, Brisbane, I noticed last time I was up here late last year, the number of Teslas getting around was a lot more than I thought. Let's have a quick look at that membership stuff and see if I can figure it. Just have a quick look. If I can't do it easily, I'll leave it till later on. All right, I just deleted that $4 net level. See if that Works at all. Interesting. It doesn't let you go 199. It goes 149 and 299. Yeah, I'll leave that later on. I'll play around with that a bit more. Yeah, that's it. Toka, TOCA. Yeah, I find they don't wave so much anymore around Canberra. There's just too many of us. So yeah, there's definitely a lot getting around now. Hey, I'm no fashion model, mate. No excuse. That you guys have banjos too? Anyone have any last little bits to chat about before we close up? Interesting, yeah. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, mate. I've spent a bit of time out of Ipswich Way, and I can understand that. All good, mate. All good. All right, guys. We might call it a night there. Like I said, next week we'll be back at home, so I'll have a bit better prepared and a bit better access to technology that works a lot better. Anyhow, thanks again for coming along. I know you guys are all subscribed, so that's fantastic. Thanks for that. Thanks for the support. Definitely appreciated. If anyone's watching who isn't subscribed, please consider just hitting that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. Helps us out. Helps grow the channel. Helps spread the word. Yeah, correct. No Wednesdays. Last Wednesday was my last Wednesday, and we'll have Tom back, and I'll try to go into there and at least have a bit of watch. It's good, but other than that, we'll catch you Sunday night, 8 o'clock, and hopefully, yeah, like I said, we'll have a bit better presentation again. If anyone's got any news items, that kind of stuff, hit me up on X. My X handle is on the screen there, Tesla Red Jewels. That's probably the best way to get information to me. If you've got any supercharger sites you see or any other bits and pieces, feel free to send them along. Otherwise, thanks again and see you next week.